The Galactic Council's vast chambers buzzed with whispers and murmurs as holographic projections displayed the latest intelligence. The towering Clixar ambassador, his translucent blue skin shimmering, stood at the center of attention. His four eyes blinked in rapid succession, a nervous tick among his kind. "The humans," he began, his voice echoing through the grand hall, "are bluffing. They claim their warships are unparalleled, but no species that primitive can produce vessels to rival the fleets of the Great Consortium." A ripple of agreement passed through the assembled dignitaries. The Xarnath delegate, a spindly creature with limbs resembling tangled vines, nodded vehemently. "They are a young species," it hissed, "barely a few millennia into space travel. Their technology is crude, their methods unsophisticated. The notion that their ships could pose a threat is laughable." In the shadows of the chamber, however, the Vix ambassador remained silent. A member of one of the galaxy's oldest species, the Vix had a reputation for prudence and caution. Ambassador Calrex's large, reflective eyes narrowed as he studied the intelligence reports. Something about the humans didn't add up. On the fringes of Galactic Council territory, the Consortium's armada prepared to engage. The fleet, a sprawling collection of battlecruisers, dreadnoughts, and fighter swarms, hovered in the void like a school of predatory leviathans. At the helm of the flagship, High Admiral Xortal observed the enemy through a massive view screen. "Where are they?" the Admiral growled, his voice a deep rumble. "Humans promised to meet us here. Do they lack the courage to face us?" His second-in-command, a sleek reptilian officer named Carex, flicked his tongue thoughtfully. "Perhaps they're attempting a last-minute retreat. Their forces are underwhelming, to say the least." The Admiral sneered. "Typical. These primitives dare to defy us, then falter when confronted. Signal the fleet to advance. We'll crush their worlds before they can muster any semblance of resistance." But before the order could be relayed, a shimmering ripple distorted the space in front of the Consortium's fleet. The distortion grew, tearing through the fabric of reality, until a single vessel emerged. The bridge fell silent. On screen, the ship was an enigma, sleek and angular. Its black hull seemed to drink in the surrounding light, rendering it almost invisible against the void. Faint red lines pulsed along its surface, resembling veins pumping with life. "Identify that vessel," Xortal barked. Carex's claws danced over the console. Moments later, he hesitated. It's a human ship, sir. Designation: ASS Retribution." The Admiral's laugh was sharp and derisive. "One ship? The humans sent one ship? This is an insult. Open a channel." On board the Retribution, Captain Alina Voss stood tall, her expression calm yet commanding. She watched as the Consortium fleet loomed ahead, their ships dwarfing her own in sheer numbers. "Incoming transmission," her communications officer announced. "Put it through." The view screen flickered to reveal Admiral Xortal, his face twisted in mockery. "Is this humanity's idea of resistance? One vessel against the might of the Consortium." Captain Voss smiled faintly. "One vessel is all we need." The Admiral's laughter echoed across the bridge. "Bold words. Let's see if your actions match your arrogance." The transmission cut off, and the Retribution's crew tensed. "All systems green," her tactical officer reported. "Weapons primed. Shields at full capacity." Voss nodded. "Let's show them what humanity can do." Engage. The Consortium fleet surged forward, a tide of destruction aimed at obliterating the lone human ship. Fighters swarmed ahead, their nimble forms darting toward the Retribution like a cloud of angry hornets. From the larger vessels, beams of searing plasma lanced through the void, each shot calculated to annihilate. And yet, the Retribution danced. Its movements defied comprehension. Where other ships would lumber or weave predictably, the human vessel seemed almost alive. It twisted and turned with impossible agility, evading attacks by mere millimeters. The Consortium's firepower, overwhelming against any conventional fleet, found nothing but empty space where the Retribution had been moments before. "Impossible?" Carex hissed, his scales bristling. "No ship that size should move like that." Admiral Xortal's confidence wavered. Concentrate fire, overwhelm their defenses. But the Retribution wasn't merely evading, it was retaliating. From its hull, Hulse cannons erupted with deadly precision. Each shot found its mark, reducing consortium fighters to flaming wreckage. A pair of cruisers moved to flank the human ship, their combined firepower enough to shatter small moons. Before they could unleash their arsenal, the Retribution unleashed its own secret weapon, a concentrated energy lance that sliced through their shields and hulls as if they were paper. The consortium's dreadnoughts, pride of their fleet, advanced with grim determination. Their armor was impenetrable, their weapons unmatched, or so they thought. The Retribution targeted weak points with surgical accuracy, exploiting design flaws the consortium hadn't even realized existed. Within minutes, one dreadnought erupted in a cataclysmic explosion, its wreckage scattering across the battlefield. Back in the Galactic Council chambers, chaos reigned. Live feeds of the battle streamed across countless screens, each more unbelievable than the last. Delegates watched in stunned silence as the Retribution dismantled the consortium fleet piece by piece. This can't be real, the Clixar ambassador stammered. Their technology is centuries ahead of anything we've seen. Ambassador Calrex leaned forward, his voice quiet but firm. We underestimated them. Humanity has been hiding its true capabilities. The Xarnath delegates' vines quivered in panic. If one ship can do this, what could their entire fleet accomplish? On the battlefield, the Retribution faced the remnants of the consortium fleet. Admiral Xortel, his pride shattered, ordered a retreat. But the human ship's captain had other plans. Target their flagship, Voss commanded. Let's end this. The Retribution's main cannon charged, its energy building to a blinding crescendo. The shot, when fired, was a beam of pure annihilation. It struck the consortium flagship dead center, obliterating it in a single deafening instant. The remaining consortium vessels fled, their formations broken and their spirits crushed. The Retribution did not pursue. It didn't need to. The message was clear. In the aftermath, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session. Delegates argued over how to respond to humanity's newfound power. But one thing was certain: the galaxy would never view humans the same way again. As the council debated, Captain Voss stood on the bridge of the Retribution, gazing at the stars. Message from Earth Command, her communications officer said. They want a full report. Voss smiled faintly. Tell them, mission accomplished. The galaxy knows who we are now.